Hi everyone, so this video is going to be on this episode of Rupaul'S Drag Race Season 7, Episode 9, the John Waters Acting Challenge, which was Divine Inspiration. So, this episode just wants me to, just want to say before I do anything about this episode that I'm done with acting challenges. I'm over it, and if there's another one, I'm gonna fucking die. Because I'm fucking over it. So this episode starts off from last week's elimination. Ginger calls her loss last week her wake-up call. And they all welcome back Trixie, like, woo, congrats. And they all kind of have a resentment for it. And then there's some weird drama between Pearl and Fame, which develops throughout the episode. So in the, what do they call it? The intro, they say that this week's judges are John Waters, Demi Lovato, and it is Carson Kressley instead of, what's his name? Ross Matthews, who's actually my favorite. So yeah, it's the judges this week, as well as, obviously, RuPaul and Michelle Visage. So this week is the reading challenge, which is always my favorite challenge. It always introduces beautiful quotes that are to be used for the rest of my life. So my favorites from the reading mini challenge are the fact that the sunglasses for the reading challenge are Unif Moody's, so you know, gotta love it. But actually my favorites are Violet, Pearl, Katya, and Trixie. I think Fame totally flatlined, and Kennedy was boring to me. I'm just over Kennedy, if you can't tell. So Trixie wins the reading challenge. She wins a $500 gift card to Sequined Queens, but she doesn't get to pick teams. They just are going to grab whoever they want. And the teams are grabbed in this order. So Ginger and Trixie pair up, which is very strange to me, but I think it was strategic on Trixie's part. Then Kennedy and Katya pair up, and then there's the remnants of Violet, Fame, and Pearl. So I have these split up per usual into teams. So Pearl, Violet, and Fame are Pooh, which is from Pink Flamingos, and Pearl is the good divine, Violet is the middle divine, and Fame is the bad divine. And while they're filming this, Fame gets really weird with it and over the top. It was just so wrong. It was just not right. I wrote Violet LOL because I don't think Violet of that group was like the best one, even though Pearl is always my favorite. Violet was the only one that wasn't just kind of strange. And then Pearl just needed more energy in the challenge. I know, wake up Pearl, ha ha ha. And then, I don't know. They were told they were working like 3 individuals, which is just a bad sign, and I felt very scared for their team. Okay, so Ginger and Trixie do eggs, and Ginger wanted to be divine as a kid, and Trixie looks so funny, and so does Ginger in this video. But Ginger is told she's playing it too sweet, which is like on the preview and all that shit. And then I just thought it was flat from Ginger, and she kind of like lost her character, but she wins the challenge this week. And then they want Trixie to be more over the top, which I think is funny because it's Trixie. So the next team is Kennedy and Katya, and they are doing female travel. And then Katya wants to be Dawn, and then Kennedy was like, no. Kennedy ends up being divine. And then Katya is the mom. So Kennedy's a singer, blah, blah, blah. So it'll be great for this musical challenge. Fuck Kennedy. Kennedy's makeup is so bad in the thing. I'm just... What? But Katya's so funny in the thing, of course, and she's making everyone laugh, which makes me proud. And of course, Kennedy screws up, and somehow her video turns out great. Every time. I'm over this. Acting challenges. And then, okay, how come in the filming it was said that she never dropped the Christmas tree on her like it was supposed to happen in the video, and then when they showed the video, she did? False advertising. I have no idea. So in the workroom, there's Pearl and Fame's makeup shade, how she's like painting on. She glues down her hair to put it darker, and Fame was like, and then Pearl was like, well, I don't criticize how you do your makeup. Like, get it, girl. So Kennedy was talking about how she sacrificed a lot to do drag as a full-time job, and Ginger has no retirement, so it's just kind of like their life, and they really rely on this as their full-time job, and I think is heartwarming and touching. They like really care about this art form that they put their whole lives into and all their money into. So it's nice to hear something genuine from them that's not just bitchy bullshit. So Violet's freaked out over actually seeing John Waters, and then Trixie takes a lot from his art, she says, and it's just kind of like a little homage thing. Okay, so this week's main stage challenge, or main stage look, I don't know how you describe this, is the world's ugliest dress. So, may I first off say that Rupaul's dress was fucking artistic, and I loved the fact that he had herself on her fucking gown. So, Rupaul's outfit was my favorite outfit this week. No, wait, so let's just really get into this. So I wrote, Kennedy's outfit is always ugly, so this wasn't that hard for her. Katya's is always funny with the crochet thing. I liked it. I think it was funny. I don't know. Ginger, I kind of liked it in a weird way, even though I knew she wore green because Michelle would say it's the ugliest, which I thought was just kind of like, really? Like, really? Next is Trixie, and it was so funny and so wrong. It was just this 80s bad dress. Pearl's, okay, so Pearl gets a lot of criticism this week for her not being ugly enough, which I think, I mean, she can never be ugly because she's beautiful, and I loved it. Violet is a clown queen, is what I wrote. And then Fame, I wrote, what the fuck? But I love her hair. I just want a wig like that. If someone would like to send me a wig like that, thanks, cool. No, but for reals, I love Fame's wigs, and just like ugly dress and beautiful hair and makeup, it just didn't make sense to me, but there's a reason why she went home. So Kaya killed it in her video, and Kennedy was kind of weird, and my last thoughts were, Kaya, oh my god, because she kept opening her legs in the video, and oh my god, mom, like, ugh. Kaya's great. In Ginger and Trixie's video, I wrote, Ginger was weird, Trixie did really well, and it was cute, gross, and weird, and I like the egg smashing at the end, and then she grabs her boob. It was really funny. I wrote for Pearl, Fame, and Violet that Pearl wasn't as bad as Fame at all, so there's a justification there. Violet wasn't bad or good, she was just kind of the mediator, like, in their roles, like, Fame was bad, Pearl was good, Violet was, like, the mediator, you get what I'm saying. The ending was funny, though. So, Kennedy gets praise for being ugly. Katya gets filthy and funny, and the colors of her outfit give her life. Ginger's masterpiece in ugly colors, what Michelle Visage say. Trixie's is not terribly ugly, said by the judges, and Ginger outshined her in the video. Pearl was the least ugly, knew her lines, but they just wish she would have went for it more. Violet was ugly, most authentic, and her weird padding in her performance was flat. I agree with all these. Fame, they said she needs ugly lessons, which I think is kind of a compliment to Fame because she is so beautiful. And she just had a bad performance, and I kind of feel bad. So the question this week on the main stage is, who deserves to go home and why? And you know what? This is always never good. So Kennedy, Katya, Ginger, Trixie, and Pearl say Fame. So there's a sign there. And then Violet says Trixie, and her reasoning was, she should be looked at closer because she's already went home and she's back, which was strange. And Fame says Pearl because she's got a personal vendetta for Pearl for some fucking reason. Who knows? So Kennedy did well, Katya killed it, Ginger embodied her character, Trixie did a good job, not enough as Ginger, so she's not winning. Pearl isn't memorable, but she's not ugly. These are all, by the way, these are all the things that were said when they went into the Untucked Lounge, and I will get to Untucked in a second. I actually had to write Untucked on a note. I don't know if you can see this, but I was watching it on my phone, like right before I filmed this, and so I wrote it on here. Get there. We're close. We're very close. So, Pearl isn't memorable and not ugly. Violet's ugliest dress, and she looked like a colorblind makeup artist. Funny. Demi liked Fame, but Michelle says her performance was ugly, not look. I don't know what I wrote. Maybe her performance was ugly, but not her look. There we go. So, we have Kennedy, Katya, Trixie, and Violet are safe this week. Ginger wins a custom wig wardrobe, which I think is great because I'd like to see more than the same wig she wears every week. Why is there no critique on this? Mom's here. So Pearl and Fame are the bottom two, and Fame sashayed away, and at first I thought I was going to be super mad about it, but I can justify why she's going home. I'm just glad that my Pearl girl is still killing it. Even though she's in the bottom two, she's still bae. So, Untucked. Let's go to these notes. So it starts out, Trixie saying she's disappointed that she didn't do as well as Ginger, and I think this has to do with picking Ginger strategically. Obviously, if Ginger's really good at challenges, it's not a good idea. You know what I'm saying. She could have picked someone, like, below her. Like, she could have picked Fame, and she could have outshined Fame, and Fame would have gone home, no question. So Fame and Pearl's drama continues, and Pearl sits down, she goes, I'll sit next to you even though I'm mad at you right now. And they kind of discuss, like, you know, why Fame said Pearl, because there was no justification. Like, everyone said Fame, so it's kind of like up in the air, like, well, it's obvious why. But, I don't know, it's just kind of like, what the fuck, why did you say Pearl? And Ginger actually steps out and defends Pearl in her confessional, and she goes, you know, Fame's argument was valid weeks ago, but now it's not, and she just wants to tell her to shut up. And I really agree with this, because many of the times Fame needs to shut up. This is the one time she really does. So Kennedy also defends Pearl to Fame to her face, which I enjoyed because I don't really like Kennedy much, but defending Pearl is always a good idea. But they kind of just conclude that Pearl just has a laid-back vibe, and many of them say they admire her for that, and they all wish they could embody more of that. In such a stressful competition, to be laid back is kind of a virtue. So Fame gets emotional over comparing herself to others, and I just am over this at this point. Her crying is very strange. What is going on there? But there's a confessional cut, and Pearl just says, you know, I just really want to win, and I'm go for it. She better win. Then there's some shade between Trixie and Violet because Violet said Trixie's name, and she just wishes that she was looked at more harshly, and she thinks, as I do think, that she made a bad decision in choosing Ginger, and blah, blah, blah. Kaya says Violet looks like a drunk lesbian at Gay Pride Parade, and I think it's really funny because her outfit was awful. Which is funny because this week is, like, outfit to look awful, and, like, I'm really excited for the fashion photo review to go up today because I want to know. Because they'll have no idea that it's supposed to be, like, ugliest dress. So, this will be good. Michelle tells Pearl her makeup is bad, and then she's like, I'm trying my best Trixie look. I think this is really funny. I don't know why. I just thought it was hilarious. I cackled. I watched this in class on my phone, and then I watched it again just now. But when I was watching in class, I was sitting there like, so yeah, the bottom two is theorized to be Pearl and Fame, which comes true. Wishes come true. And then Fame says to Pearl, will you like to send friends home? And Pearl's like, yeah, I'll send you home. And she does. Kaya's called the Cowardly Lion, and Kaya is discussed for winning, and they all are like, I wouldn't be mad if Kaya won, and I don't think anyone would. I think she's honestly, like, a really big competitor right now, because in the beginning, kind of, she was, like, just kind of there, and then, as Ginger says, she's coming from behind, isn't she always? Says Trixie. I think it was just funny. And then they also said on the main stage that she looked like a ratchet Raggedy Ann, and I just think it was funny, and I love Kaya's humor. So then they go into a smoke break with Katya and Ginger, and they're talking about Violet's dress, how it was just like, how is she pulling that off as the ugliest dress when she literally just took things that she saw around the workroom and just, like, glued it on herself to make her more ugly. And I get that to an extent, but then Violet's justification later in this Untucked is, you know, I just wanted, like, some of these outfits people are wearing would work in a certain context, but hers would never work, and, like, with no context, it would just make no sense. And I think that is a very justifiable way to justify this as the ugliest dress. But it's not a dress. by the way. It's just like a fucking drape. And they're not buying, like, they're kind of mad because everyone's buying everything Violet does, but I'm jealous. And then Pearl comes out and they talk about Fame, and then Fame comes outside to go to the bathroom and they're all like, everyone stop talking. I think it's just funny. But when Pearl walks out, she goes, I'm back. And Pearl's just funny. And they discuss Kennedy's ugly dress between Violet, Trixie, and Kennedy. And then Kennedy falls asleep. And then Trixie and Violet go pee later on. And it's just the Kennedy Davenport show. And I'm over it. Really, over it. Oh yeah, and then when they're outside, there's that set guy. They're like saying he's sexting, but for some reason he like never like responds to them. I don't know if the crew can't like talk to them. I don't know. So they talk about Katya's wig being dehydrated, and it was just funny. Everything about Katya is funny. She does that duck squat thing over the drain. And then Ginger talks about how, you know, you never know this season, and everything is just so out of, like, what the fuck, like, when you think you do well, the people do bad. It's just very strange this season, and it's very specific to the season. Like, I feel like many other seasons, you know, kind of, you see kind of in the thing who's going to do well. But Kennedy did well, and in the filming, she looked like she was going to do bad. So it's just, you never know. So it's kind of frustrating to everyone. Pearl goes to pee before her one last lip sync, which I think is cute. And then they come back inside, Ginger and Katya, and Kennedy's there by herself, and they're like, everyone left me. You left me with boring people, Lavender and broke down Barbie. I thought it was funny, even though I like both of them. And then they're talking about Trixie coming back, and like how, you know, everyone's mad that there's a person back, but they're glad it's her, and that's what made her like okay with the situation she was in. And Violet's like, I'm a really good liar. And then Ginger's like, then why are you bad at acting challenges? True girl. And then that's kind of it. There's just Fame's goodbyes, which are very long because, you know, she talks a lot. And they show that swimsuit that she was going to wear later on, and I'm like, you gonna wear it? Send it to me. Hello? So I think this concludes this review. Overall, I think this episode was kind of sad to see Fame go. I hope next week we see Kennedy or Ginger do poorly again. That's a mean wish, but just gotta keep my Pearl girl going strong. I can't see her go home because this will just be a video of me crying. So, who knows? If Pearl goes home, who knows what this review will be. But yeah, I just don't want to see another acting challenge again. I'd like to see them create something. I'd like to do something creative. I want it individual, no more teams, no more acting. Please. Please, RuPaul. Please, Mama Ru. Yeah. So that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching these videos. I enjoy making them, and I hope you enjoy watching them. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this week's episode and what you want to see next week. And if you are also done with these acting challenges. Please be sure to like this video and show me that you love me, because, you know, I might just love you back. Subscribe to my channel because I put up new reviews every Wednesday and a makeup tutorial every Friday. This Friday's makeup tutorial is this Ariana Grande inspired look from the episode of RuPaul's Drag Race where she was a guest judge. She wore a lipstick just like this. It looks very blue on camera. I'm hoping it will come up in my video when I upload it to my computer as purple as it actually is, and this purple eyeshadow look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you, and I will see you next week. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.